This fight is a perfect example of why Jiri is one of my favorite fighters. He's like if you gave prime Tony Ferguson heavier hands and fed him a whole lot of anime. Let's get right into it. Jiri is hunting, meaning he's putting on pressure. He wants to come forward. He wants to close the distance. And the hand fighting is an important part and an important signal of range. Because if they're in hand fighting range, then Rakic is in kicking range. And so what you'll see is a lot of times when they hand fight, it will lead to the leg kicks coming out. So in order to stop a hunter, you have to have landmines. You have to have stuff that punishes them from trying to cross into your space. And for Rakic, that was primarily the leg kicks that he was blasting Jiri with. So he hits someone when they're hand fighting, and then he hits him when he's trying to close the distance. Other than Jiri's chin and relentlessness and insanity, one of the things that makes Jiri so difficult is his unpredictability, which is actually disguised in skill a lot. It's layered in feints and rhythmic movement. He's doing a lot of subtle movements. So look how he level changes a little bit right here, and he moves, he gets low, and so you're kind of getting distracted by all the movement, and he's throwing these shots from low angles that you can't really see and separate out of your peripheral vision, and they're going straight up. So it's really hard to deal with that stuff. Another example, hand fight, leg kick, boom. And part of the issue and the reason why he's getting leg kick is because he has a heavy front leg style. And I'm finna show you why he has a heavy front leg style. I've said this versus Alex Pereira before, but he likes to lean forward, put his head out there for his opponent to punch at so he can pull back and counter. But it's hard to do early on because he doesn't have the timing and the distance down. So basically he's just putting his head right there just to pull back. He's not really getting too much offense off of it, and it's just leading to his legs getting tore up in this first round. Now there's a pattern that's making it difficult for Jiri to hunt properly. When he tries to close the distance, boom, leg gets tagged. And then also early on, I think kind of contrary to popular belief about his style, he doesn't just rush in haphazardly. He does kind of feint and test the waters, looking for potential counters, and he's kind of just being right at the edge of punching range so he can pull back when he needs to. Now, it took him about 2 minutes to get his first successful defense of a leg kick. And the reason why is because, contrary to the other examples where they're in hand fighting range and their hands can connect, he's just outside of hand fighting range, as you can see by Rakic's jab, which is measuring the distance. Rakic's feint was doing two things: measuring the distance and also serving to bring Jiri's attention up top and set up the leg kick. But in the process, Jiri was just barely out of the range that he was in earlier. He was just a few inches backed up, which means his defense can be pulling that leg back in response to the leg kicks. And I'll give another example. The defense becomes him standing just at the precipice of hand fighting range, so that way, not only is there more distance, which means more reaction time, so he can react to the kick, but also he doesn't have to do too much. He can just pull his leg barely out of the way. So that's how he starts defending the leg kick. And then Jiri does a good job right here playing with the rhythm in the hand fight, another hand fight, touching hands, patty cake, and then he's going to allow Rakic to keep playing that game, and in the middle of Rakic playing that game, he breaks that rhythm and punches him in the face. Another example of Jiri being just at the range that is leg kicking range, and him being able to pull out of the way because he gauged with his hand a little bit. And although I do think Jiri is skilled, his style does require a chin because he gets blasted face first with an elbow, kind of a forearm, but still that shot is hurting most men. So a chin is definitely important. That's my point. The jab kind of lines him up and he tries to slip, and then boom, there goes the cross. But this is the important part. This is what most people don't think about in these types of brawls and these types of exchanges. Look at what Jiri does immediately after throwing his cross. Boom, head movement, getting under shots, getting under counters. That's what allows Jiri to be as successful as he is. It's not just the chin, it's not just the power, it's the anticipation, it's the positioning, it's the awareness, and it's the instincts to put yourself in the right place at the right time in the range and stuff like that. That is all Fight Scientists. We got more stuff to do very soon. That's why I'm pushing through this fast, because we got to get ready for some more stuff. At least 2-3 more fights we're gonna break down. That is all.